Alrighty, so we just saw Alien Covenant, which we both really enjoyed.
Yeah, go out and see it. Amazing movie. Good sequel to Prometheus and a good follow-up to all the Alien movies. Keeping that tone from Ridley Scott.
Yeah, it's a nice little in-between movie. So you got the sort of more somber, logical side of things of Prometheus, then mixed with the sci-fi horror action of Alien.
All right, let's get straight into it. So we got an extended scene we saw in the trailers, which wasn't really a trailer. It was like a 4-minute scene of a scene that should have been in the movie, like depicting all the couples in the ship just before they go into hypersleep. And this is a great scene showing like who's with who, kind of like humanizing all the characters, making you care for them, which the movie actually didn't have, which is really weird. I feel like this should have been in the movie.
Yeah, so like when these side characters go off and die later on in the movie, you actually sort of feel for them a bit. You know who they are. Half of them you're just like, oh, who are you? Oh, you're dead. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, this is after seeing this extended scene, it really gives a bit more extra light to the movie. Even though it was 4 minutes, it was 4 minutes for like extra character development, basically. James Franco was even in it.
Yeah, a little bit more James Franco, which is always nice.
Yeah, T's being in there too, being like more of a jokester at this point.
Yeah,
because everyone got a bit serious in the movie, but yeah.
And the guy who takes over from James Franco as captain, you sort of you find out he's religious and he's sort of a bit more square, I guess, compared to everyone else and their beliefs, but you actually see them isolated, him and his partner, from the rest of the group when they're partying, so that's sort of, you understand a bit more why he's like the way he is in the movie.
It was 4 minutes of extra content they could have just put in the movie at the very beginning.
Exactly.
There's no point of taking it out, but anyway, straight into it. We find out this is 10 years after Prometheus, and the ship that Shaw and David took have landed on the creator's home planet, the main home planet that we know of.
The engineers.
Yep, the engineers. We found out David has basically released the virus onto the population of the engineers and basically has wiped them out, destroyed their DNA strands, just like in Prometheus in the first movie, how he fell into the water. And David's been experimenting. He's become a bit of a zoologist, we find out in the movie, that he's been researching what the aliens are, what the engineers are, and the engineers might be a evolutionary step from the aliens, so the aliens might actually be, or the xenomorphs might actually be a previous evolutionary state of the engineers.
Yeah, he's sort of trying to reverse engineer the engineers.
Exactly, yeah. He's become very obsessed with being the creator, destroying his creators to become, the omnipotent being.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of worshipping Elizabeth Shaw a lot as like a mother character, because he clearly cares about her, but in a sense of this couldn't have happened without you sort of thing.
Yeah, he might have sort of played it up a bit, like with the whole headstone and, I buried her here, but, that's just to make them feel
I think it's very
safe.
Yeah, it's very twisted love, because like she allowed him to further his like interests sort of thing.
I'm sure she wasn't along for that, but
maybe, we don't know, but we find out David's experimented on her. Like, she's not actually buried by her tombstone. She's actually in one of his work labs, like opened up. But like very cleanly, like he's been learning off her, and her corpse has been very well preserved for over 10 years. So we don't know if she woke up. Maybe she did. Who knows? Probably not, judging from that scene. I mean, she could have been in stasis still, but he might have studied her anatomy to work out what like a female anatomy is, like how to reproduce and stuff, because her bottom half is kind of cut open, or maybe he's taking out like her womb and stuff and studied it, which could explain how there are xenomorph eggs, like the face huggers, the pods they came out of, because all the other alien strands mutate into people and become the neomorphs.
Yeah.
Whereas the xenomorphs are actually from face huggers. They're like the original strand from the engineers.
Yeah, so we needed somewhere for the eggs to come from, because Prometheus, they're all in the jars. It's just that material, that genetic sort of...
Like the virus thing that mutates DNA, and they turn to like the neomorphs and stuff like that, and the deacons and all that stuff. Yeah, but this one we find out that David's really been researching him. He knows how to communicate with him. He just has spent 10 years like obsessing and just understanding the whole physiologically and all that crap like that.
Yeah, like there's that scene obviously where he's very distressed when one gets killed right in front of him, when he's trying to sort of calm it down and almost tame it.
Because they don't see him as a living being, so they're not a threat. He's synthetic. David's a
android.
There we go. Speaking of David, holy, like Walter was such a good character as well. Him and David being like antagonists or like being opposites are amazing. Simply amazing. I loved it. It's a shame he kicked the bucket from what we know.
Yes, we all miss Walter.
Walter's good. But Ripley, or not Ripley, Daniels and T, being the main characters in this one, end up surviving. So, I think these guys might be the new frontliners for the new sequels, because there is leeway because there's about 18 years before the first movie, and clearly David's story is not wrapped up yet, and the whole alien story, like the beginnings of it, is not wrapped up yet.
We did enjoy the reveal of it being David on the ship, not Walter.
Yes, had little suspicions on that.
Yes, having to, because Walter can heal himself, which when we thought he got shanked in the neck and died, you see his skin move and fix up. And so David's cut his own hand off to
I think it's the wrong hand too.
Stow away on the ship. And we see stapling his face, which no one else makes a big deal out of. And I think it took us a while to figure it out in the movie as well. We went straight away onto it. But geez, good stuff.
Yes, David regurgitates face hugger embryos at the end.
Yeah, he smuggled them on board.
Puts 2 of them in the little incubator sort of thing, just to keep them alive. And it's got about 7 years left of the Covenant ship to reach the new colonization, which we believe that they will reach the colonization. Like, they will reach the planet, and David will release he doesn't have any of the virus and stuff on him, so he has to rely on those 2 embryos. Think about it that way. He's got none of that, and carried none of it on board. So he's going to have to rely on human experimentation or just making sure these 2 survive and populate from the humans. But so this brings up a good question that how is he going to create a queen? Because he needs to create a queen in this process, otherwise he'll lose the whole strand. So it's something much to do with Daniels or any other people on board, basically. He's having to take what he's learned, basically.
Yeah, well, he's got the 2,000 other colonists who are in hypersleep that he can play around with. So, yeah, it's a bit of David's laboratory happening on the ship.
So apparently, the original ship gets taken to where the area was in the first movie, like the very first Alien movie. So it's clearly maybe David eventually, like in the last movie that they bring out for these prequels, he eventually goes back to that planet and drives the ship back because the ship is carrying a lot of eggs, or the pods, sort of thing. So yeah, there's that. But right now, there's going to be a sequel. They're already working on it from what we know. David's going to be obviously the main antagonist in this, and just he's having to really step up and do something well with these 2 embryos and possibly create a queen, which could be what one of those eggs are, or embryos are. Never know. Alright guys, it's all we got time for this time, and if you liked our spoiler discussions, let us know in the comments below, and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't like it, maybe just leave a dislike, I don't know. But leave a like. Don't do it. Anyway, make sure to check out our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and social medias, and make sure to check out our Spreadshirt to see all the wonderful things we do around here.
Yeah, and anything else you think we might have missed, any connections to the other movies in the series, please let us know. We'll love to chat about it.
And yeah, see you guys later. See ya.